National security and public safety are the preeminent functions of government. National security and public safety are not simply factors to be considered in the administration of some broader policy objective. National security and public safety are the ultimate policy objectives. And the safety and security of our fellow citizens should be the driving force behind every decision that we make. This country, Mr. Speaker, has a long, proud, rich history of welcoming those fleeing persecution and liberating those suffering under oppression. We are the most welcoming, generous country in the world, having taken in over 3 million refugees since 1975. We are generous and compassionate, Mr. Speaker, because we are free. And we are free because we are a country rooted in the law and public safety and standards of decency protected by a fundamental commitment to national security. The world we currently find ourselves in, Mr. Speaker, is imperfect and becoming more imperfect. So rather than address the underlying pathology and displaced people, this administration is focused on the symptoms. There are refugees from the Middle East and Northern Africa because those regions are on fire and riddled with chaos, and our bright lines and policies of containment or smart power, or whatever we call it today, have failed. Mr. Speaker, terrorists took the lives of over 100 innocent people in France and injured many more because they could. They killed 100 only because they could not kill 1,000. Their objective is evil for the sake of evil, murder for the sake of murder, wanton and willful violence, premeditated depravity calculated to take innocent lives. And the terrorists have been very open about their present and future objectives, and we should therefore be equally clear about our objectives. Administration officials responsible for national security and public safety, Mr. Speaker, have repeatedly warned us they cannot vet failed nation states. They cannot do background investigations where there is no database. ISIS will use any means available to harm us. And what this administration needs to tell the American people, Mr. Speaker, is how much risk is acceptable. Given the consequences of reconciling the risk wrongly, how much risk is this administration willing to take? When it comes to public safety, we have to be successful all of the time. And those who seek to do us harm have to be successful just once. So how much risk are you willing to take with your own safety? How much risk are you willing to take with the safety of those you swore an oath to represent? And have you done everything in your power to mitigate that risk? Have you done everything in your power to explore alternatives other than resettlement here? Mr. Speaker, every decision we make as elected officials should be with the safety and security of our fellow citizens as the preeminent objective. Unless and until those in charge of security and public safety can provide assurances the aid we render to those in need should be rendered where they are. In conclusion, Mr. Speaker, let me say this. The President is the Commander-in-Chief. He should help us make this, our home, safer. He should help us make the homeland of the refugees safer. He should restore order to the region. That would be the very best and most humane thing we could all do, provide a better, safer life for those who aspire one where they are. And with that, I would oppose the opposition to the motion to recommit and support for the underlying bill and would yield back.
Gentleman yields back.